5 seconds. Mr. Vice Chairman, the need for a comprehensive social security scheme is very well accepted in the country. The government of India has some 10 years back appointed a working group headed by the Assistant Director of the Regional Office of the International Labour Organization in New Delhi. That working group went round the country and produced a comprehensive scheme for social security, and the recommendation was that the employees state insurance and the employees provident fund schemes should be merged into one social security scheme, which would also be able to give workers unemployment benefits and old age pensions. It is more than 10 years since the report was submitted, and though the government appears to have accepted the recommendation in principle, nothing has been done in that matter. That is probably due to the fact that a number of provident fund schemes are exempted from the operation of the statutory scheme. How will the government merge these exempted schemes into the social security scheme? So, if the government are serious about merging the employees' state insurance and the employees' provident fund scheme, it is time that they did away with exemptions. Here, it appears that the government of India have granted exemptions even where under the law they had no power to do so. That is a wrong trend, and I must voice my protest against this. Then, Mr. Vice Chairman, the management of the Employees Provident Fund by the trustees needs a great deal of improvement. Now, under this scheme, some 30 lakh workers contribute. Some of them contribute 6% of their meager wages, others contribute 8%. The trustees are so callous that they do not see to it that all the deductions from the workers' meager wages are deposited with the proper authorities in time. The result is that lakhs and lakhs of rupees deducted from the workers' wages as their contribution to the Provident Fund scheme are not deposited with Provident Fund scheme authorities. The employees are allowed to convert that money, workers' savings, into their working capital. It is the business of the administration, it is the business of the trustees to see that every pie deducted from the workers is deposited with the appropriate authorities within the time limit laid down under the rules. What we find is there are penal provisions which are not enforced. The provisions are not enforced, and employers are allowed to convert workers' savings into their capital. That is highly undesirable. It is also harmful to the workers because unless the money is deposited with the Provident Fund authorities, workers' accounts do not show the contributions deducted from them. The result is that in some cases where the regional directors of the Provident Fund schemes are honest and straightforward, they issue the workers their account slips without showing the amount due from the employers. The worker who has contributed hundreds of rupees funds that the account slips issued by the Provident Fund authorities show only a meager deposit in his name, and he gets confused, agitated, and discounted, and his heart is not in the work, because money deducted from his wages for his old age is allowed to remain with the employers, and the provident fund accounts do not give him credit for that sum, where the regional directors and regional accounting officers are not so honest. They do not issue account slips to workers for years together, and the worker is kept in the dark about the state of his amount in his provident fund, merely because the employer has not contributed the worker's share and his own share is with the provident fund authorities. All this goes on, but the provident fund authority or the government does not prosecute or does not send to jail the erring employers. The provident fund scheme was introduced to give the workers a sense of security, a sense of feeling that something is being collected for his old age. But the maladministration of this scheme creates a sense of insecurity in the worker. Money is deducted from his wages and he does not know where it has gone and how to get it. Dear sir, with reference to your tender advertisement published in the leading newspapers during last month, we had submitted our tender at your office. The tender was duly completed by us, and the earnest money deposit was also paid into the Reserve Bank, and original challan was enclosed with our tender. In this connection, we would like to state that while making our quotation, we had taken into account various factors like our ability to finish the contract within the prescribed time, the advanced machinery we are having, the equality expected by you, etc. As we are having advanced machines, we can finish the work in almost half the time and cost which otherwise would be required for other contractors. As our cost is considerably cheaper when compared to the high quality, naturally we had submitted the least possible quotation. We are sure that no one else would have offered such a least quotation, because no other party in the state is having the advanced machines which we are having and with which the work can be completed at a reduced cost. In spite of this, we are unable to understand the reasons for non receipt of any confirmed order from you. Moreover, there is no question of loss in transit, as our tender was submitted in person and we had received return acknowledgement from your office. We therefore feel that there is chance that you may not have finalized the tender offer, as we are anxious to know the fate of our tender, and in order to make preliminary arrangements in this regard, we request you to kindly let us know the position. We are ready to come and visit you in person to have detailed discussion regarding this matter. Thanking you, yours faithfully, Managing Partner.